Hi, this is Tom Good Travels, and today we are in Valletta.
Valletta has been the capital of Malta since the 16th century, when the Knights of St John arrived on the island and decided to take advantage of the area's unique topography.
Crowded onto a tiny peninsula of land, it juts out into the sea with the Grand Harbour to the east and the Marsamxett Harbour to the west.
Officially, Valletta has only 6,444 residents on that peninsula, making it the smallest capital in the EU. But in reality, the urban sprawl of Valletta covers the entirety of both harbours and beyond, with a population more like 394,000.
Okay, question 1. In what year did Malta become independent?
Oh, we looked at that earlier.
You did?
1964.
Ooh, correct. Well done.
The roads in Valletta are narrow, set out on a grid pattern with steep streets crowded with ancient 16th century buildings.
The most distinctive thing about Maltese houses are the unique window balconies that are attached to most buildings in the city.
We actually had one attached to our hotel room, which was very quaint.
Although I would have preferred just a normal balcony to sit on in the heat.
You have no sense of culture.
Thanks!
Inside the city walls are a slew of churches and monuments, but the best thing is always tumbling out of the gloom of the shadowy streets to be met by these amazing views.
Question 2. Approximately how many people live on the island of Malta?
I'm going to go with...
Nearest 10,000.
Okay, 80,000.
514,000.
I have no
That was an
idea.
epic fail. Did you know that there was a woman who used to live in ancient central Malta? Her mother was called Val, and then when she moved to the seaside, people were like, "Why did you do that?" And they were like, "Well, Valletta," and the name stuck.
Valletta did it. You made that up?
No.
But you did.
Yes.
If you want something distinctly Maltese to eat, try a pasticci.
Which is either ricotta or peas deep fried in flake filo pastry.
I wonder if the Knights enjoyed a good pasticci.
No, but they did love a good war. A military order tasked with protecting the Holy Land. They arrived on Malta in 1530, having been given the island as a base by the Pope after Israel was conquered by Muslim forces.
But when Turkish forces invaded the settlements in 1565, they decided they needed to take advantage of the harbour's unusual landscape and build a fortified and impregnable walled city surrounded by sea.
The result was Valletta.
The Knights were in full control of the island until 1798, when Napoleon invaded.
Woohoo! Napoleon!
Calm down, dear.
But then, the British took it in 1800.
Woo, yeah, Britain!
You don't mean that.
No, I don't. I freely acknowledge that the British Empire was a truly terrible thing.
Thank you. Meanwhile, Napoleon was an all-conquering, glorious demigod of war.
Are you okay, hun?
Question 3. What was the name of the order of knights who ruled Malta between the 16th and the 18th centuries?
The Order of the Cross of Saint George.
No, that's not right. Let me try and get this right. It was
George.
the Order of the Hospital of the Knight. No, the Order of the Knights of the
You better know
Hospital. No,
yourself.
the Order of the Knights of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, or the Order of St. John for short, not St. George.
Well, it was my accent. I'm in St. John.
70 euros to hire a gondola in Venice?
Well, €2 each in Malta.
Just crossing the harbour on a very tiny boat.
On the other side of the water are the three cities, which are small towns each sat on their own peninsulas jutting out into the Grand Harbour.
Birgu, Sanglia and Bomla have now been completely swallowed by Greater Valletta, but used to be separate towns.
We have arrived.
Birgu is the oldest of the three cities and was the knight's first base when they arrived in Malta, building Fort Sant'Elmo at the end.
But after the aforementioned siege, in which they lost the fort to the Turks, they quickly relocated to Valletta, leaving the town to go back to being a sleepy fishing village, which it still resembles today.
A sleepy fishing village with trendy restaurants and stunning views.
The best kind.
Question 4. How many cathedrals does Valletta have and why?
It has. Oh, I know. We looked at that as well. 365. One per day.
No, how many cathedrals, not churches,
Oh,
does Valletta have?
12. One per month.
The answer is 2. Why does it have 2
Oh, the
cathedrals?
cathedral.
Yeah.
Protestant and Catholic.
And it's Protestant because
England.
of the English, and Catholic because,
The Pope.
well, because of where we are. Yeah.
Out in the opposite direction from Valletta and across the Marsamxett Harbour is Sliema.
Where Valletta is an ancient museum and incidentally entirely a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Sliema is a modern resort with gleaming hotels crowded around the seafront, restaurant and shopping malls.
The walk along the seafront is stunning, and it continues up the coast as it becomes St Julian's, which is party central for tourists wanting to go for a boozy break on this Mediterranean island.
Well, they do cater a lot to the Brits after all.
Not this Brit!
Don't try and tell me a sign saying 24 shots for €10 doesn't tempt you even slightly.
My party days are over.
Are there though?
Question number 5. So the knights were led by someone called a Grand Master, okay?
Yeah.
When did the last Grand Master of the Knights of Malta abdicate and why? You know this, we talked about this earlier.
Did we?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 1700 because they found America.
Why did the knights fall? Because of Napoleon.
Ah.
So in what year did he invade? 1798 is the correct answer. Stop wasting everyone's time, Jeremy.
So sunset over the harbour is of course beautiful, but Valletta by night is something quite spectacular.
And we were lucky enough to be present during one of the highlights of their year, the Valletta Firework Festival.
Firework manufacture is one of the big industries on Malta, and throughout the summer there are small firework festivals in all the towns across the island.
The Valletta Festival is the culmination of it all, in which the big companies all compete against each other, trying to set their best displays to the beat of a song.
The result is an absolute spectacle playing out above the Grand Harbour,
And we were lucky enough to have our hotel roof terrace to ourselves, directly in front of it,
which completely blew our minds.
just like Valletta itself.
Thank you for watching and make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
At Through My Quirky Eyes.
And tune in next time where we will be in
Puglia in the south of Italy.
Italia.
Until next time, folks.
See ya.